Hi and welcome to this video on how to edit materials using SketchUp and Photoshop together. We all know the struggle. Sometimes the materials in SketchUp just don't quite look right. Maybe you also need to adjust two different tiles so they kind of match each other better inside your model. In my case, I want to make this large marble tile match the color of this other tile material I'm using. To start, I'm going to Colors in Model section and just double click on the material I want to adjust. From here we have a few options like using the HSB slider. We can try to match the color by adjusting the hue, maybe the saturation or brightness. However, as you probably know, these sliders often don't give perfect results. So let me quickly just reset the color back to its original state. So for this specific material, the sliders didn't quite achieve what I wanted. So I'm going to switch to Photoshop. By default, SketchUp doesn't know which program you want to use for editing textures. So first we need to set that up. You can go to Preferences, choose Applications, and under Image Editor, you can select the program you prefer. In my case, I'm going to choose Adobe Photoshop, but you can use any image editing software you are comfortable with. Once that's set, SketchUp knows your preferred editing program. Now let's see it in action. We go back into our material editing options, just like before, but this time, under Texture, we click Edit. SketchUp now will automatically open the texture in Photoshop. From here you can use all the usual image editing tools to adjust the color so it matches the other tile. I like to keep the reference material visible in the background so I can see exactly how close the material match is while I work. And once I'm happy with the adjustments, I simply save the file in Photoshop and switch back to SketchUp. The material updates automatically. If I'm still not fully satisfied, I can just go back into Photoshop, tweak it again, save, and SketchUp will refresh the texture each time. And I feel like this back and forth is just super handy. Just keep in mind that colors may appear still slightly different inside of SketchUp. They probably use their own color profiles. And I often notice the tones looking a bit more on the greenish side, but this is usually only noticeable to those with an eye for color detail. Coming from a strong fashion background, I can easily spot 1 and 2% color difference, so for me, those small adjustments make a big difference. And probably my OCD talking on my shoulder. So this method is perfect for fixing materials that aren't quite the color you need. Now, another quick and fun trick to change materials you have already applied is by simply overriding it directly into SketchUp. Let me show you an example. Let's say we want to change the tile we used for this backsplash. Of course, you could import a completely new material and reapply it everywhere, but that can be time-consuming, especially if that material is used on multiple surfaces. A faster way is to simply override the existing material. First, I will revert the material back to its original state. Then I select that specific material again, open it in SketchUp Editor just like we did at the beginning. But instead of adjusting its color, I will simply replace the texture image with a new material I want to use. From here I can scale it up, I can crop the size, and even take it a step further by creating a seamless texture, adjusting the grout so it does map correctly inside of SketchUp. From here I can import another texture to test it out and see how that one looks. If you have Photoshop experience, this workflow can really be a game changer, and maybe you don't even know that you can select an image editor software working together with SketchUp. And if you don't have Photoshop experience, don't worry, I actually have another video on where I show you how to create seamless textures using only SketchUp. But of course, with Photoshop, you have just more flexibility and tools to fine-tune the texture, ensuring it tiles seamlessly across your surface. Now, this workflow lets me real quick see different tile options, and I can fine-tune it as I go. Another quick thing I want to mention, as you know, SketchUp recently made a big change to the way materials work. We do now have 3D materials as well. And to be honest, I'm not a huge fan of them just yet. Maybe I'm a bit old school when it comes to materials, but I find that I still get better and more realistic results using traditional 2D materials combined with the sun settings. Also, where did all the materials in SketchUp Warehouse go? It feels like we now have only a fraction of what was available before the update, which is honestly a bit frustrating. Let me know in the comments what you think about the new 3D materials. Personally, I will continue using and even creating my own 2D materials for now. Until the 3D textures have more realistic light mapping and the warehouse offers a wider selection again, 2D materials remain the best option for me. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.